Hi, my name is Renee Rizzo. This will be a teacher-facing video which will guide you through my adaptation of Living Environment Unit 7, Day 10 in the New York City Department of Education Teach Hub for students in alternate assessment settings. Living Environment Virtual Lab, the Beak of a Finch. So the focus question included in the original lesson, which I maintained, how can we explore the effect of natural selection on finch beak size by completing a virtual version of the New York State Beak of the Finch Lab? Rationale and standards. Due to the hands-on nature of this lesson, it lends itself to be adaptable for students in alternate assessment settings. The Next Gen Learning Standard addressed RST 9. Compare and contrast findings presented in a source to those from other sources, including their own experiments, noting when the findings support or contradict previous explanations or accounts. And this is an 11th through 12th grade standard. The DLM essential element that's related. Compare and contrast arguments made by two different texts on the same topic. So the supplies students will need, and these are the supplies included in the original lesson as well. And I took these pictures from the original lesson as well. So 2 medium-sized bowls or dishes, 2 small bowls, 2 different types of seeds, which can be represented by dried beans, bits of pasta, small Legos, plastic beads, coffee beans, corn kernels, paper clips, toothpicks, etc. About 200 of each. An estimate, no need to count. Supplies needed continued. At least 2 different types of tools to function as beaks. Can be represented by tweezers, tongs, wire cutters, wire strippers, pliers, sharp end pliers, clothespins, pruning shears, chopsticks, etc. A timer, and another member of your household who can act as a finch competitor. So this can be done either in the classroom or remotely. So it could be a member of the household or a member of the class. So students predict which of the 2 tools will be most successful at picking up the small seeds and why, and which of the 2 tools will be least successful at picking up the small seeds and why. I should also mention, whether doing this in the classroom or the home, be mindful about the students that you're allowing to use the tools, if they are capable of doing it in a safe manner, and be mindful of supervising students who are allowed to use the tools, because if not used appropriately, they can be dangerous. So that's just something to be aware of. So Module 1, Practice Trials. The student and their partner should practice picking up both large and small seeds with both tools, picking up only 1 seed at a time. They should ensure that they are able to pick up each seed and transfer from the medium bowl to the small bowl, which represents a finch's stomach. After 10 to 15 successful practice trials, both participants should be ready to begin the competition. Module 2, Non-Competitive Seed Pickup Trial 1. Each round will have 4 trials. Partner 1 does trial 1 and 2. Partner 2 does trial 3 and 4. Each trial is 30 seconds. In order to survive, a finch must be able to get at least 13 seeds into its stomach during each 30-second trial, picking up only 1 seed at a time. Trial 1, Tool 1, small seeds. Trial 2, Tool 2, small seeds. Trial 3, Tool 1, large seeds. Trial 4, Tool 2, large seeds. Record data from trials 1 through 4 of Module 2, no competition trials, in the table like the one below. This is basically the same table that was used in the original experiment, except I eliminated the average from the table. So slight adaptation from the original lesson. The original lesson calls for the student to take an average of the 4 trials. If it is around 13, that is enough for the species to survive. For students in alternate assessment settings, you may want to look at each trial individually and decide if each is close to 13 seeds collected to hypothesize whether it would be enough for the finch to survive. The teacher can guide the student to consider the amount collected in other trials to make an educated guess, but the addition and division required to calculate an average may be too advanced for some of your students. Use your judgment as the teacher. Module 3, Competitive Seed Pickup, Trial 5, Small Seeds. Complete trials 1 and 2 of round 5 with partner 1 using tool 1 and partner 2 using tool 2. Both will retrieve from the bowl of small seeds. Record the number of seeds collected and transferred to the small bowl, the finch's stomach, at the end of each trial. Then both partners will switch tools and repeat 2 trials with partner 1 using tool 2 and partner 2 using tool 1. In order to survive, a finch must be able to pick up and transfer at least 13 seeds during each 30-second trial. Record data from trial 5 in a table like the one below. The same adaptation as before with eliminating the average should be applied. So the post-lab questions to ask your students. What about your beak helped or got in the way of feeding in the original no competition trial? What else besides the tool you were using could help or hurt your chances to successfully compete? What tool was better for the large seeds and why? If not doing this as a whole class activity, students should compare their results with those of their classmates to see if they are similar. The class discussion question, how was your classmates' data similar to yours and how was it different? So this is a visual that was included in the original lesson of Galapagos Island beak variations. So they can see different types of finches on the Galapagos Islands and different types of beaks that they have. This should be kept on the screen for the next question. So based on the previous illustration, which species of finch do you think would be most likely to survive if weather on the Galapagos Islands changed and the seeds available to finches became larger with heavier coverings? In other words, which beak do you think would be best for large, hard seeds and why? And you should encourage students to think back to their experiment results to answer this question. And how can an island support large populations of large ground finches and small ground finches? Are different sizes of seeds ideal for each type of beak? So just to review, this was a teacher-facing video which guided you through my adaptation of Living Environment Unit 7, Day 10 in the New York City Department of Education Teach Hub for students in alternate assessment settings. Thank you for watching.